Going on, Fragrance family? This is Tyler with Simply Fragrances, and today I've got a double hitter for you. That's right, I'm reviewing 2 fragrances that were sent to me. So if you want to see what these fragrances are about, get my thoughts and opinions, be sure and keep it right here. Alright guys, welcome back. Like I said, my name is Tyler. This is my channel, Simply Fragrances, where we talk everything fragrance related. If this is your first time here, welcome. Go ahead, hit the red subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. Be sure and hit the bell notification. That way you do get any and all updates whenever I do upload a video. So, like I said guys, I have 2 fragrances, doing a double whammy today. These were sent to me a while back, so I really do apologize to the company, the Perris company, who has sent these to me. Thank you so very much for this. I greatly apologize. It's taken so long to get to this, but we are here, we're doing it now, and I'm really excited. So the first one that I'm going to review, this is from the Perris company, like I said. So this, I'm going to butcher the name, but I believe it's Vanille de Tahiti. So I apologize if I butchered that, but real beautiful fragrance here. And then the second one that I've got, this is from the house of Ubigant, and this is Duc de Vervins. So apologize if I butchered that as well, but going to be reviewing both of these. I'm going to start with the vanilla, so let's go ahead and get into it. Alright guys, so like I said, this first one is going to be Vanille de Tahiti. I butchered that, I'm so sorry, but real beautiful bottle actually, guys. Go ahead and take a look at this bottle here. It's got a real nice kind of pattern all throughout the bottle on here. Real nice bottle presentation here. Take the cap off. Cap, it doesn't snap into place, but you can pick it up by the cap, but you already know what I think about that. I never recommend doing that. You don't know if the last time you put it on, if you put it on tight enough, but give you a little spritz here. So, well, you know, just decent distribution from the atomizer, nothing crazy, but I've definitely seen worse. So real beautiful bottle presentation, and then the same with the box presentation. So I love that gold and the black on there. So real nice bottle presentation and box presentation. I'll do some B-roll footage for you there, just in case that didn't come through good. So what do you get off of this fragrance, guys? So let's go ahead and get into some of the notes. All right, guys, as always, I'm going to read the notes off to you, but there will be a picture of the notes listed up there for you. So getting into the notes, it's going to open up with Campancha. Now, that's a very odd, floral. I've never really seen another fragrance with this, but it gives it kind of this warm floral aspect to it. So you got Campancha, ylang ylang, and then in the middle you have vanilla, and then in the base you do have sandalwood, amber, and musk. So not a super complex note breakdown, but it is different. Now, you would think with it being, a vanilla based fragrance and having the sandalwood and amber in there, it would be a real sweet fragrance, and it kind of is. There is this sweet presence that it gives, but those floral tones really does give it kind of a unique flavor. So the ylang ylang, I do really enjoy ylang ylang in a fragrance. It gives it this, kind of yellow floral, almost not quite a freshness, but it adds a different component than most florals do. It's not going to smell like super flowery or old lady or, jammy or anything like that. It adds a bit of a freshness, at least in my opinion. And that Campancha, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, like I said earlier, it's like this warm, woody kind of a floral that you get off of that. So you're really getting this warm, woody, vanilla sweetness throughout the life of this fragrance. And there's not a whole ton of development. There is a little bit, but throughout the life of the fragrance, you're really picking up on the amber, the musk, a little bit of that warm floral tones, and then that vanilla. So overall, the notes on here, really good note breakdown. Like I said, kind of linear, doesn't develop a whole lot, but overall smells really nice. All right guys, so getting into the times and seasons to wear this. So this is going to be a really good fragrance for the seasons that we're coming up into, fall and winter, even into next spring. So like I said, it's got that warm, woody kind of facet to it with those rich florals, and then the sweet and vanilla with the amber. The musk, you do kind of pick up on a little bit, but it's more of just like a base. It's not really gonna like punch you in the face or gonna be super masculine. That musk to me just really kind of helps tie everything in together. And it's a fragrance that it actually had to grow on me. It's not that I didn't like it at first, but it wasn't what I was expecting. So the more I wore it, the more I spent time with it, the more I grew to like it. Now times and seasons, like I said, I do think this is more for like cooler months, fall, winter, even into spring occasions to wear this. I do think this is kind kind of a everyday scent. I not like, you know, something that's super, you know, super casual, but I don't really think that it demands, you know, like a dressed up occasion, or, you know, it's not just strictly for the office, or it's not strictly for a date night. I do think you could wear this as an everyday scent. Now, like I said, you know, it does smell a little bit, you know, warm and spicy, so keep that in mind whenever you're applying that. We'll get into the projection and longevity here in a second, but overall, I think this could be an everyday, easy to reach for style of fragrance, especially for the fall and winter months we're coming up into. All right, so going over the longevity and the projection, you know, this one is a really good fragrance, guys. It's not going to be like a super powerhouse fragrance that it's going to clear a room, or, you know, everyone in the room is going to be smelling you. It is a strong fragrance at first. I get about, I'd say an hour to an hour and a half of good solid projection at first, and then it doesn't become a skin scent, but it does, at least off of my skin and my experience with the fragrance, sit just a little bit closer to the skin, but you do leave a nice sillage and a nice scent trail, nice little scent bubble around you. So don't be afraid of that. You know, it's not going to be, you know, super pumping off of your skin, and at least, you know, that's my experience with the fragrance. Now, the longevity, it does last quite a bit off of my skin, so I'm getting anywhere from that 8 to 10 hour mark, maybe a little bit more, just depending on how many sprays that I do, but I typically go with a normal 5 spray, and that's just, you know, on most of my fragrances, you know, depending on the fragrance. So some, you know, maybe being more, some maybe being less, but typically I do about 4 or 5 sprays, and I think that's the sweet spot with this one to get that 8 to 10 hour mark. All right, guys, so overall thoughts and, you know, opinions on this fragrance, the Vanille de Tahiti. Again, pardon me if I've mispronounced that, but really good fragrance, guys. I do think it's more of a unisex fragrance. I don't think it really leans super feminine, but I also don't think it leans really masculine either. I do think this could be a shared fragrance. So if you and your wife or significant other, you know, want to try something that maybe you both could wear, especially for the fall and winter that we're coming up into, definitely recommend giving this. All of the information will be linked in the description below, so be sure and go pay them a visit on their website. But overall, really good fragrance, guys. It's not going to be, you know, a scent monster, but it is going to last you a full work day, or it's going to get you through whatever occasion that you need to be on. So overall, guys, really decent fragrance. All right, guys, so getting into my favorite of the two, like I said, not that that's a bad fragrance, but this one, it definitely resonates with me a little bit more. And for those who have been a part of the channel for a good while, you'll see why. So like I said, guys, this is going to be a fragrance called Duc de Vervins, and this is nothing new, guys. This has been out, I believe, since the 80s, if not early 90s, and this stuff, man, this is really, really good. So gotta give a shout out to a couple of people on this one and the whole video. So first of all, again, I do want to thank the Perris company for sending me these. These are not going to be, you know, persuaded in any way. I'm going to give my full honest thoughts on these, so I want to give a shout out to them, but also thank you to Greta yet again. She had put the company onto you know, my radar, and then, you know, we have had a collaboration, so thank you so much, Greta. And then also shout out to the fragtastic Mr. Fox. He is the one that originally put me onto this, so he had sent a sample of it, fell in love with it. I've wanted to get a bottle, and then whenever the company, you know, asked which ones that I wanted, definitely was going for this one. So give those shout outs, give the flowers to those people. Thank you guys so much. But let's go ahead and get into the box here, guys. So this is gonna be the box on Duc de Vervins. So real nice emerald green with this kind of gold lining around it. Real nice little box presentation. Again, I'll leave a B-roll footage if that doesn't come through super well. And then on the bottle, same kind of idea. Got that real dark emerald green with a DV on the front, and then that gold kind of cap casing around it. Real nice, real nice. So then we'll go ahead and give you a little spritz here. So about the same as the last one, not a super soaker, but definitely a good distribution. So let's go ahead and get into the notes on this one, guys. All right, again, guys, gonna have the notes listed up there for you, but I will go ahead and read them off to you. So you're gonna get the top notes of lavender, bergamot, and lemon. Middle notes are gonna be rosemary, sage, geranium, and nutmeg. And then in the base, you do get oak moss, patchouli, and musk. So As you can tell from the note breakdown, this is why this one resonates with me just a little bit more, guys. This is going to be a classic kind of barbershop gentleman style of fragrance. You know, you could maybe put it in the fougere a little bit, you know, with the lavender and the musk and the oak moss in there, but it's not quite a fougere, but it's, you know, it's not quite a barbershop. It's not quite a gentleman chypre either. It's kind of all of those combined into one, but I absolutely love this stuff, guys. This stuff, very classy, very regal, very masculine. So when you first open this up, guys, you're going to spray it. You're going to get that beautiful lemon and that bergamot mixing together to give it a real nice citrus, not like a fruity citrus, but you definitely get the citrus from the lemon and the bergamot. And then that lavender kind of gives it, you know, well, that lavender feel. And then as it does dry down, you do get more of a woody green aspect to it, especially with that patchouli and the oak moss in there. But overall, guys, very like barbershop gentleman style of fragrance. So if you guys like those type of fragrances, this is something you're definitely going to like. All right, guys, getting into like times and seasons to wear this fragrance, this to me, it screams spring and fall. Now you might be thinking, why fall? And I'll get into that here in a second, but especially spring. You know, when you think of barbershop gentleman style of fragrances, there's just a connection with spring. You know, life is starting again, the trees are blossoming, flowers are coming back into bloom. And it just, there's something about it that just, it's clean, it's fresh. Same thing with this one, guys. Now, like I said, this is going to be more of a gentleman style, kind of harkening back to really those old school masculine fragrances. You know, if I had to compare it to something, it's like a more fresher version of Dracar Noir, and you guys know how much I love that. So think of something in that facet, and it really does scream a spring, kind of a warm spring day with a cool little breeze blowing. But also, I do think that it also plays really good into the fall as well, because it does have that nutmeg in the dry down. You can kind of get it. So it does kind of give it this nutty, sweet kind of factor to it. Nothing super crazy. It really is more of a barbershop, you know, gentleman style fragrance, but that nutmeg, it can lend some sweetness into it. And then you get the oak moss in there and that patchouli kind of give it more of a, you know, a greener aspect. And so, you know, on a nice cool fall day, this is definitely going to do you well. All right, so guys, where would I wear this at? This is something that I think would be a perfect office fragrance, something that's going to be clean and fresh. You're not going to be worried about offending anybody. You know, it's not going to be a powerhouse. This doesn't last, you know, a super long time. We'll get into that here in a little bit, but you know, a great office fragrance, a great fragrance that if you have to be around a lot of people and you just want to smell fresh and clean, this is something that I definitely recommend reaching for if you haven't. If not, like I said, everything will be listed in the description below to get you a sample, or just pick up a bottle, guys. But office fragrance for sure. Could be a good date night fragrance. Could just be a good going out and about kind of shopping. You know, you have to go to the store or run a couple errands. That style of fragrance, guys. Just overall clean, masculine, and fresh. All right, guys. So longevity and projection. Like I said, it's not going to be, you know, this powerhouse that lasts, you know, 12, 14 hours. Honestly, off my skin, I get about that 4 to 6 hour mark, which is really good because that'll get you through most of the workday, if not all of the workday. And with it being, like I said, a great office fragrance, that's really about all you need. But if it does start to fade, you can always, you know, reapply. But like I said, around that 4 to 6 hour mark is what I'm getting off of my skin. And then the projection, it's going to be loud, you know, for the first 30 minutes to an hour or so. And then after that, it kind of does sit down into the skin. Doesn't really become a skin scent, but it's also not really pushing or projecting that well. But like I said, guys, you know, you can reapply this and you're gonna be smelling clean and fresh, so what's wrong with that? But like I said, 4 to 6 hours is where I'm getting, and the projection, like I said, only about 30 to 45 minutes, maybe even into the hour of good solid, you know, maybe arm's length projection, and then after that, it really does kind of sit in closer to the skin. All right, guys, so overall thoughts and opinions on Duc de Vervins. I think that if you like those old school masculine fragrances, just like I do, this is something that you should definitely reach for, guys. At least check it out, get you a sample. You know, go to the website, try and get a bottle even. It's not that expensive, guys. Really worth the money, at least in my opinion. So if you guys like more of those, you know, gentleman style fragrances, I don't think this is going to be something that you would be steered wrong with. So overall, really great fragrance, guys. Not going to be a super powerhouse, so you don't have to worry about choking people out. You're going to be smelling clean and fresh all day long. So Duc de Vervins, definitely something to reach for. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for this video. Thank you again so much for watching this. Again, shout out to the Perris company and Ubagant for sending these my way. I really do appreciate that. I'm so sorry that it took so long, but we are finally here, and so I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. Guys, be sure and leave a comment down below what you thought. If you guys have these fragrances, let me know what you think. What's your experience with them? Let me know, do they last long? How do they fare on your skin? So guys, be sure and leave a comment down below what you thought, and if you have these, I'm going to catch you in the comment section. I'm also going to catch you on the next video. And remember, if you love it, wear it.